What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Wall Street memes dumping. Let me go ahead and check everything is currently running smoothly. Let me go ahead and check. Let me know down below if the audio is good. Let me go ahead and pull out my tablet right now to go ahead and double check if we are officially live. So I don't know, are we live? I can't tell. Might be lagging on my end. So it looks like we are officially live. Wall Street memes is dumping, guys. Not too surprised, honestly, for all those that are now tuning in. Welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about Wall Street memes overall, what we could be expecting moving forward. And we're going to go ahead and see and really investigate what's really going on deeply, right? So if you are a holder of Wall Street memes, go ahead and smash that like button for me. And most importantly, go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications on. It definitely does help support the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy this soundboard as well. Comment down below if the audio is a little too loud. I'm trying to fix it as much as possible. Not trying to have it too quiet, you know what I mean? So hopefully that is perfect. Hopefully that's not too loud. Go ahead and comment down below if it is pretty annoying on your end. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and let's see. Hold on. I think I got to put it up a little bit slightly up. I think that should work. Perfect. Let me go ahead and slightly turn it off. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day today. I believe today's Wednesday now. Yeah, so it looks like today is officially Wednesday. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful Wednesday today. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with the market. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and post my link down below real quick. So give me about 1 second. And we're going to go ahead and talk about what is going on with Wall Street memes. Are we still good? So give me 1 second for that. Welcome. How's it going, Saeed? Hope you're having a wonderful day today, man. Hope you're having a wonderful day. What you eat today, bro? What you have for dinner today or lunch? So like as always, guys, like I always say, go ahead and support the channel. The way you support the channel, I'm gonna be honest with you, is by smashing that like button, subscribing if you are new to the channel, but most importantly, supporting the links down below, such as MEXC. You could actually go ahead and trade Wall Street memes on MEXC with leverage all the way up to 10x, and as well with Bitcoin and other meme coins and other assets as well, all the way up to 200x. We are currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, so that is one of the best ways you can go ahead and support the channel. Like I mentioned, I don't make money unless you actually physically trade with my link down below. And also, if you're not a trader, just go ahead and create an account for me. It does show support. Literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account, an email and a password, and you're completely done. No KYC, no documentation where you have to wait 30 minutes to an hour and all that. That's what I love about MEXC. For me personally, it's a platform that I use, and that is one of the best ways you can go ahead and continue to support the channel, guys, since I don't have a tip jar, and I know you guys always ask me for one, but this is one of the ways you guys can go ahead and support me, and I really do appreciate it. Even if you don't trade, like I mentioned, I only get paid if you actually trade using my link down below. But if you go ahead and create an account, it does show that you are supporting the channel. Let me go ahead and, bro, have you faced an issue on Uniswap? Let me go ahead and read that question real quick. Let me go ahead and get my W out right now. We're gonna go ahead and pour some W right now, some W fruit punch, and I'm gonna go ahead and read the question Saeed just mentioned to me. So let me go ahead and get my cup. Let me go ahead and get that up and running, that way so I won't forget, because I tend to forget a lot. All right, so Saeed says, bro, have you faced an issue on Uniswap? I'm assuming he meant on Uniswap. So basically what's happening with me is I was able to sell my balance on the top. Now it disappeared and showing below next to Pepe 2 not available. I got Viva Chicken. That sounds good. Let me reread that question again. Face an issue with Uniswap. So basically what's happening with me is I was able to see my balance on the top. Now it disappeared and not shown below. next to my Pepe 2 NA. Is this Pepe 2 that you're asking, or what token is that this happened to? And if you could go ahead and send me a screenshot on my Twitter, man, that definitely would go ahead and help me out right now. Because I'm not sure if it's just your tokens disappear, like the balance. If the balance of your tokens disappeared, it's totally normal. I always have an issue with MetaMask. That always happens. I've been having a lot of issues with MetaMask, man. Literally, the last couple months, I was having a lot of issues with MetaMask. Issues I've never had personally in the last couple years of using Uniswap or any of that. I've never had issues with MetaMask, and so far I've been having a lot of issues these last couple months, and that's actually one of the reasons why I grabbed myself a SafePal wallet, which is a cold wallet, and that's where I keep all my cryptos now. I do have a little bit of shitcoins onto my MetaMask, but when it comes to your cold wallet, I would suggest you don't connect to any other site. Use a burner wallet, use multiple wallets, and every couple months change them and create new ones, and really hold your crypto in a storage wallet, because I've been having issues with MetaMask to a point where I couldn't even pull out my money that I had on there. Like, I literally had money on there sitting, and I wasn't able to exchange my tokens. I was having some JSON error and something like that, and I believe Marco, shout out to Marco, he told me to go ahead and I think he said to clear everything out and disconnect, or update my wallet, something like that, or I don't know, delete the app and redo it. Something, he told me something and it works. Pepe 2, the coin's still showing, but the balance in money disappear. Yeah, it is something very, very common, man. Sometimes that could be due because of volatility going on in the space. But let's go ahead and take a look at Pepe 2 and see anything that's going on abnormal that we should go ahead and be concerned. So you shouldn't be too worried, but it's definitely something that I would just be extra aware. It's something that happens very, very often with MetaMask or Uniswap. I want to go ahead and ask you, do you have your Pepe 2 on MetaMask, or is it on Trust Wallets? We're gonna go ahead and take a look at Pepe 2 to see if there's anything fishy going on, just in case. We always want to go ahead and double check. In situations like that, it's always good to just go ahead and double confirm and double check if anything fishy is going on behind the scenes. Like, let's say for example, team tokens being sold, liquidity being pulled, or any of that. It says, I'm just gonna get a Trezor's wallet, add, transfer all of it. Yeah, man, if you're using Uniswap, obviously, like I mentioned, for me personally, what I've been thinking, because I do have Pepe 2 on my MetaMask, what I'm planning of doing, and I'm gonna be honest with you, is I'm planning of depositing my Pepe 2 into my MEXC account, because MEXC does hold Pepe 2 there, and it's easier to transact in and out, just in case you have any liquidity issue. And like I mentioned, it's no KYC and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. I think if you have the MEXC account, which is what I'm planning of doing with a lot of my meme tokens that are available on MEXC, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them over to MEXC, so I won't have any kind of liquidity issues like that on 1inch or Uniswap. Because when you're running on a decentralized platform, man, especially a decentralized exchange, is very, very difficult sometimes to get filled in, and then you get sandwich attacks. And that's kind of like the pro, I guess, when you get with like centralized exchanges such as MEXC, is that it's not free. You do pay some smaller fees, but it's smaller compared to getting sandwich attacked or not being able to sell your tokens at a certain price, right? So for me personally, I actually have most of my tokens on MetaMask. I'm going to go ahead and show you that real quick, and I'm planning on transferring those very, very soon. I just haven't done it. I don't know why I haven't done it, but I really should do it. You know what I mean? I should go ahead and transfer my Pepe 2, and that's just because of the liquidity. Last time I was having issues selling my Pepe 2 as well on 1inch, and luckily I wasn't able to sell, but it is an inconvenience where you're not able to sell the token that you have, right? So for that reason, that's why for me personally, I think I'm going to be moving my Pepe 2, and this is my Pepe 2 right here in my MetaMask wallet, and I've been having just issues with it a lot. I don't have that much. I have about 68 billion or something like that. But yeah, that is something that happens to me. I've been having a lot of issues with that, but I would suggest you, like, if you do go ahead and move any of your meme tokens to like a Trezor's wallet or like a cold wallet, don't connect to Uniswap or 1inch or any of those platforms to your wallet. You want to go ahead and keep this separate. Keep this separate. You don't want to have this attached to anything. You don't want to be connected with no website. Make sure to keep your private key locked up physically. No pictures, no screenshots, no emails. Don't do any of that. All right, guys? Yeah, man, like I said, that for me personally, I think it's the best way if you want to transact on your Pepe2. Like, let's say, for example, Pepe2 pumps, right? Let's say it pumps, and if you're running on 1inch or Uniswap, you're gonna have issues getting filled in, man. You're gonna get sandwich attacks. You're probably gonna have to pay so much in gas fees, and if you have it on a platform like MEXC, you could go ahead and transact in and out. Go ahead and make sure it's on spot though. So like when you go to your account on MEXC, make sure you click on spot and it should say like deposit Pepe2. I'm actually going to be doing that this week. Thanks for reminding me, because I've been having a lot of issues with MetaMask, and I don't like that, honestly, man. I'm not liking the fact that I've been getting issues with MetaMask, and I think, man, I don't know why, but I feel like they're doing that on purpose, because like I haven't had any issues since like barely this year. So when you go to when you go over to MEXC, this is what it's going to be called on Pepe2. Is going to be called 1000 Pepe2, and then you'll be able to go ahead and you want to head over right here where it says spot. You want to head over to spot right here where it says spot, and you want to go ahead and click on deposit. And when you click deposit, then you select the token, and like I said, let's see. Oh, they actually have Pepe Inu too. I think I'm going to deposit that other token. And you see right here, you click on spot, you click deposit, and it says Pepe 2 right there. Pepe 2.0. And it says deposit Pepe 2 right here. So that's the way you want to go ahead and do it. Like I said, for me personally, I think is the best route for me personally. Like I said, you don't have to do it this way, but I think it's best because that way, just in case Pepe 2, let's say, pumps to a 20 to 30x, selling on Uniswap or 1inch without having a trading bot, it's going to be very, very difficult, and you might end up getting wrecked. So that's why I will be, I am learning right now how to use a trading bot, Unibot specifically, and then I will go ahead and start showing you guys once I get that up and running. Because when it comes to trading on a decentralized platform like on Dex Tools or any of that, you want to go ahead and have a trading bot to go ahead and enter a trade and exit a trade, or else you're going to get slammed, man. You're going to get slammed. If you ever like buy in at a token, and then as soon as you buy, it dumps, that's because you're getting sandwich attacks, and that's what happens on a decentralized exchange. You can literally be missing out on a lot of money. Like, let's say you're up like $10,000 on a decentralized exchange, they'll smack you for a couple grand and sandwich you and do a sandwich attack on you to go ahead and get that up and running, so they could go ahead and profit off of you. So it's very, very it's very, very, I don't want to say risky. I mean, everybody knows this, but I think it's depending on the kind of profits you're working with and the money that you're working with. If you don't have a trading bot and you're not entering and exiting out of position with a trading bot, trading these kind of meme tokens outside, it's really, really easy to get wrecked. Really, really easy to lose profits, and that's why I've been looking at a trading bot, because that's the only way I'm going to be entering a lot of these tokens moving now forward. And if I want to go ahead and buy some tokens, let's say for example Pepe 2, or I want to go ahead and if I do have that on my MetaMask, just because I've been having issues myself as well, I'm going to move that all over to my MEXC account. I have like 3 MEXC accounts, guys, so that's the beauty of MEXC. Like I mentioned, not only does it help support the channel, but as well, it's always really, really good to go ahead and have multiple exchanges all across, whether it's Coinbase, Crypto.com, all these other exchanges. I have multiple accounts, Gate.io, what other account, Bybit, BingX. You have to go ahead and create multiple accounts, guys. I always suggest that in order to go ahead and be able to pivot in and out of the market. It's very, very important, especially when you're trading. But yeah, man, let me know if you're still having that issue. Like I said, you could always go ahead and message me on Twitter, altcoin John, and you could go ahead and send me a screenshot, and I could go ahead and show you. Well, obviously not show you, like I won't be able to show you, but you'll be able to see on my screen, and I'll be able to tell you, like, hey, you know what, I think this might be the issue. But like I said, I've been having that issue with myself multiple times. Sometimes when I check my wallet, it's like, look, even if I pull out my MetaMask wallet right now, a lot of my tokens that I have right here don't have an actual balance. It says no balance whatsoever. Look, it says unable to load. It says unable to load, and those are like all the freaking tokens that I have, and a lot of these tokens are not listed on MEXC or another exchange, unfortunately, except for Pepe 2, which I will be moving that, because like sometimes with gas fees is very, very expensive too, and it's such a hassle. It's just scary. No, yeah, man, 100%. Super, super scary, man. That happened to me once when I thought I got my wallet hacked or something because I wasn't able to move my money. I had money sitting on my MetaMask, and literally I wasn't able to move money. And a lot of you know that I lost money because of the fact that I wasn't able to enter trades. Like I have multiple positions that I wanted to go ahead and enter and transfer my USDT onto my MEXC account. And because of MetaMask having that issue with like a JSON file BS that one of you guys helped me on and told me just to reset it. I can't remember exactly how I fixed it, but you guys told me on live stream how to fix it, and it worked. But I've been having so many issues with MetaMask, man, and I haven't had issues with MetaMask in the last, literally I've been using MetaMask for like over 2 years, and I've never had issues until like literally just the last couple months. And it's, to me, it's like, dude, what's the coincidence that I've been having issues with MetaMask with all this regulation going on, you know? I think it's probably they're doing that on purpose because they want people to pivot to the centralized exchanges, which like I said, it's not a problem, but I just like having the liberty of being able to, you know, have my choice whether I want to have a Trust wallet or a Coinbase account, right? And I have all of those, but I always suggest having a cold wallet as well. I use SafePal. I'm not sponsored by them. To me, I think it's the most affordable one. You actually get to pay with crypto or on PayPal. I actually paid mine with crypto, with USDT, I believe. And shipping did take a while. I think it took about 2 weeks, but it was really, really easy to navigate. Very, very easy. For me personally, I would say don't use Ledger Nano X. They've had they've had multiple data breaches, so you definitely do not want to have Ledger Nano X just for security, right? And also because of the fact that they're not open source, so you really don't know how their code is, and if there's a vulnerability in the code, you know, I'm not sure if a lot of you know, but usually when hacks happen, people don't know until like literally 3 to 6 months down the line, like half a year deep, that they've been hacked. Like you really don't know when you're hacked, and especially these big corporations, sometimes they don't even know they have viruses installed when they get hacked until like literally 6 months down the line. And Ledger has had multiple data breaches, and also it's pretty pricey. So I would just suggest to look for a wallet that makes sense for you. I heard Treasures is a really good one. Hey, Happy, how's it going? For me, like I said, SafePal, because I did a lot of research. It wasn't so much about the price. I think when it comes to security, it's not so much about the price, right? It's really more about how portable, what kind of assets it supports, and most importantly, how secure it actually is, right? And SafePal for me made the most sense compared to all the other wallets. I'm sure there's good ones out there, but SafePal to me made the most sense. But even then, I would suggest having multiple cold wallets. You know, try multiple ones. Same thing with exchanges. Try multiple exchanges. Don't stick to just one exchange. You know, hopefully eventually we could go ahead and get more partnerships with other exchanges. But so far right now, MEXC is the one I always transact and I trade on. And as well, yeah, that's so far. And obviously like crypto.com and Coinbase and all that. But I always tell all of you, you know, don't rely on none of these exchanges. Don't rely on them. Have a cold wallet. Have most of your coins there. Obviously not financial advice. I think it's more of a security reason. But really be very, very careful when it comes to a lot of that. By the way, welcome to the channel. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day, by the way. Let's go ahead and look into the charts of Pepe 2. Just because Saeed mentioned it, let's go ahead and see if there's anything fishy going on. And as you can see right here, you see these bots trading right now. You see Pepe being traded back and forth, and we're seeing a lot of bot action going on, and you're definitely going to go ahead and get slammed with a lot of you're gonna get slammed with a lot of these bots when you're buying or selling. So you have to be very, very careful, and this is kind of like the problem when you're trading on a decentralized exchange like on Uniswap or 1inch, if you're not using a bot, because you could go ahead and get, you could be paying so much more in fees, man. It's ridiculous. Like, people say that crypto is supposed to be here to go ahead and make it cheaper and faster, but in reality it's also, honestly, it's probably more expensive. Sorry about that, I muted my mic. I think it's more expensive to transact in crypto than anything, in my opinion. So let me go ahead and check the screenshot that you sent over. I'll go ahead and reply to all the messages, guys, that all of you have sent me. Hey, what's up, bro? Not available. Damn, you have quite a bit, man. 1 trillion, that's a good amount. Yeah, that's something that happens, very, very common. I would just suggest click on it right here. But it's something very, very common, man. Don't panic. One thing that I will say, that it might cost probably a little bit more than $7 for gas fees. I don't know. It might be anywhere between $12 to $13, I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe all the way up to 20 bucks. So just be aware of that. But I would suggest, like, depending on the time, usually right now with gas fees is a little pricey, I've noticed. If you wait a couple more minutes, you do it a little bit during the day, depending on like the time zone that you're in. But like specific standard time, if you're doing it like around 2-3 hours from now, before, it's usually a lot cheaper. But if you do have that Ethereum sitting around, I would go ahead and just throw in another extra $10 to $12 just for gas fees, and try to go ahead and send that directly onto your MEXC wallet. But like I said, do this all with patience, man. Don't rush into it. For me personally, when I'm transacting with anything with money, especially when I'm using like my cold wallet, or I'm transferring like a decent amount of money that I want to be very, very cautious with, I would suggest you guys do this with a lot of patience. Take your time. Don't be on a rush, because one accidental mistake, whether you put it in the wrong address or you do something, literally all your money is gone. So I would suggest you, man, if you do transfer your money, wait until the stream is over, or do it before you go to sleep or in the morning, when you know you're not going to be bothered or distracted by anyone, just because that's what I personally like to do, right? Like, especially when I'm trading, like I don't like, when I'm trading or I'm transferring money, I don't like being bothered. I like being concentrated. I like having nothing around me that's bothering me or distracting me, because with crypto, man, you can make very, very simple mistakes, as putting it in the wrong address, sending it to the wrong wallets. I had friends where they sent it to the wrong USDT and they lost money. You want to be very, very cautious, and especially when you're sending money, you also want to make sure that like the address that you're sending to, like, quadruple check that you're sending it to the right address. Hey, how's it going, Moon Joker? A long time no see, bro. How you been? John, you still hold Pepe 2? Yeah, of course, my horse. Of course I still hold Pepe 2. I'm actually going to be transferring my Pepe 2 to my MEXC wallet. So this is my balance right here that I do hold. I'm just covering my balance, but just because obviously it's not good, guys. By the way, it's not too good to show people your wallet address or any of that publicly, because then you attract more scammers. But yeah, I do have some Pepe. I have about 68 billion, so not too much. Nothing compared to Saeed. Yeah, bro, of course, man. That's the way we got to do it, man. We got to help each other. That's really what the community is here for, It's all about supporting each other, helping each other. So I really do suggest all of you go ahead and give me a follow at AltcoinJohn on Twitter. Reach out to me, ask me any questions. Feel free to reach out. Even if you just want to go ahead and like talk to me, let me know how your day is going, or a new crypto that's coming out, go ahead and DM me. I will go ahead and reply. I talk to a lot of you, and I learn a lot about you, and that's really what my goal is to learn from you and be able to provide more content to you and more value to all of you. So definitely go ahead and keep an eye out on my Twitter. Moon Joker says XCOM dumping right now. I feel Pepe and Pepe 2 is gonna dump more. 100%, man. I'm actually glad you've mentioned this, Moon Joker. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Pepe and Pepe 2, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about XCOM. And for all those that want to go ahead and be like, hey John, like it's titled freaking Wall Street memes, continue to watch this stream. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. The good thing is that when it comes to a lot of you, when you guys do join this stream, is that when you do go ahead and ask for certain tokens, not only does it help me to understand what's going on, but it also teaches you how to go ahead and read and understand a lot of these tokens. So I really do suggest a lot of you just to go ahead and stay in, you know, analyze this. You could go ahead and see literally multiple things that happen over and over and over again with a lot of these projects, and now you get a better understanding. Keep in mind, the more you see something, the more you understand the way something moves, the easier it's going to be for you to go ahead and detect whether it's a rug pull, whether it's a complete scam, whether, you know, teams are taking out tokens. So I definitely would go ahead and encourage all of you to go ahead and continue to watch this stream, even though I might be talking about a project that you might not be invested in, because it does help all of us get a better understanding of what's probably trending at the moment, if there's any buying opportunities, or if you're a holder, what you should go ahead and avoid. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Pepe, because I've been quite actually bearish about Pepe, and I've been saying this for quite a while. And you know, one of the biggest things that Marco was saying is that he's actually shorting Pepe because he really found something very, very interesting. And one thing that I've also noticed is that you see a lot of these wallets right here, these are mostly all bots. These are bots literally buying and selling back and forth to go ahead and create artificial volume. And I just noticed that Pepe 2 is actually doing the same thing, guys. So we have to be very, very careful. Like I mentioned, this is the reason why we don't invest no more than we're willing to lose. And always you know, analyze what's going on based on what's factual and not emotional, right? Not because we're losing money, we're gonna go ahead and say that everything's okay. We're gonna go ahead and try to keep it as neutral, pro and con, bullish and bearish scenario, to go ahead and help us make a better investing or trading situation or solution, if you want to call it, or plan. But as you could tell, Pepe right here has a lot of bots, a lot of buying and selling action going back and forth. It might be the team, I don't know. Maybe it's a massive whale doing that, manipulating the price action. But what I've been saying for the last literally couple months, I've actually been really bearish with Pepe, and Pepe 2 could definitely go ahead and follow suit as well, because we know how Pepe 2 has been a mover that's tends to follow a lot of Pepe itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick, and let me go ahead and take out my little handy tool, which is my arrows, just to go ahead and show you this. So I've actually been mentioning that there was a possibility that we were to go ahead and get rejected right here. So far we have been holding this area of support, and the question is, will we be able to go ahead and continue to hold this area, or are we destined to go ahead and dump and go down even further? So that's a really great question, and we're actually going to go ahead and see that together, because I did mention that I was looking to go ahead and post a short or open a short around these areas. And one very critical area right now with what I mentioned with Pepe, there's two scenarios that could be playing out right here, right? We could go ahead and have this cup and handle scenario planning out right now. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit brighter for you. Alrighty, so this could be two scenarios, right? We could go ahead and have a cup and handle pattern right now forming. Usually right now, let me go ahead and repeat myself. Cup and handle pattern is forming. This could be a nice area of support as we have been holding. If we do go ahead and push back up, we're going to go ahead and retest this area of resistance one more time. If we do go ahead and break through this with no problem with volume coming in, then we're going to go ahead and say safely that we have now entered a cup and handle pattern, which is a very strong bullish indicator and usually indicates an uptrend coming soon. So if we do go ahead and break through this resistance very strongly, then we are safe to say that a cup and handle pattern is being formed, right? If we don't hold this area of support, it's not going to look too well, guys. We could go ahead and still be able to hold on to this area of support right here, which is around the 6.0 area, and we can still go ahead and bounce and still retest these areas and climb it back up. But usually if we do go ahead and lose this very strong area of support, it took us a while, guys. If you see this on the daily, it took us multiple days, maybe even a week and a half, to go ahead and finally break that area of resistance. So it definitely won't be a good sign if we do go ahead and fall below. But let's go ahead and play the bearish scenario, right? So the bearish scenario is that if we do go ahead and retest this area one more time and get rejected, we're more than likely going to go ahead and dump down below, losing this area of support and testing this next area of support. Like I mentioned, since this is a very strong area of support and we do lose it, it is going to lose a lot of confidence in people, and people will begin to go ahead and more than likely short on this way down. With that being said, if we do go ahead and come down here and lose this area of support, which more than likely we will if we lose this area of support right here, because it is a very strong area of support, this being lost right here, the second area of support, is going to be a very bearish sign. And as I've mentioned, that we could be expecting about a 50 to a 60% dump from around this area, and this could be the new area of support. Obviously, if this area doesn't hold, then we are going to dump even further, but I really doubt that. I do think that Pepe, healthy wise, could go ahead and drop another 60 to 80% and still be good if you really believe in the project long term. But be very cautious if you're going long or short, because right now we are at a very critical area and we don't know whether this is a cup and handle pattern or if this is going to be a straight fake out and liquidity grab, pushing the price all the way down to the 60 to 80% drop. So just be very careful. The bullish scenario, like I mentioned, would be reaching this new all-time high, which would be, or previous all-time high, which would be around 0.11, and that would indicate that we are back in a bullish trend. And we have noticed that it does tend to move a lot with Bitcoin, so we're going to go ahead and see where things go moving forward. But like with what I just mentioned right now, I wouldn't say that we're at a very good area right now looking at the daily. But let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hourly, and the same thing with the 4 hourly. Not much is going on right here, not much action. We are seeing a little bit of a bullish movement going on, but nothing too much, maybe a few little liquidity grabs. And like I mentioned, if we do go ahead and tend to lose this area of support, it's not going to look too well, and we are going to be dropping about 60 to 80%. So just be on the lookout for that. If you are a holder of Pepe 2, it could be a good buying opportunity. I've been really bearish with Pepe. Sorry, with Pepe, not Pepe 2. We're going to talk about Pepe 2 right now, but I've been quite bearish with Pepe because of that, because I've noticed this, and I don't think we have enough volume to really push it to the upside. So for me personally, I would say that the volume has decreased a lot, and that's probably the reason why we're getting a lot of this this fake volume. This is fake volume. You can see that this is these are bots trading. I'm not sure if it's a team or if it's just a big whale that's manipulating the price action, and you know, they're trading it back and forth to go ahead and do sandwich attacks to wreck people, and so they could go ahead and make more money on the fees. So market makers, you know, that's how they make a lot of their money. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pepe 2, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about XCOM, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about Wall Street memes. So if you are a new viewer to the channel, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Most importantly, go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and join the community of winners. Like I mentioned, this is a good way to go ahead and analyze what's going on, even if you're not a holder. I'm not a holder of Pepe, but I am looking for an entry if we do go ahead and lose that area of support. I will more than likely be either shorting all the way down to the bottom with that 50% dump, or I will just go ahead and wait if I miss out on the dump and just buy the dip. Because for me personally, I am very bullish on Pepe, and I do think that during the next bull run we might have some more action going on, similar to like what we have with Shiba, right? So I do think Pepe is here to stay. Now let's go ahead and talk about Pepe 2, and something very interesting with Pepe 2, right, that I wasn't expecting, because I haven't looked at Pepe 2 in a while, man. I'm just literally holding, patiently waiting. I did say back when Pepe was at 40 million market cap that 1 million market cap for Pepe 2 was incoming, and so far we have been dumping ever since we got listed on the a lot of the exchanges. Has the hype died? Is Pepe 2 dead? I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't know. I'm still holding on to it. I'm not gonna sell any of my meme tokens that I bought because I'm already at a loss. You know, might as well just hold, see what happens, wait, be patient, and if the plan, you know, pays off, then we're gonna be set. But if not, then oh well, it is what it is. That's why we only invest in what we're willing to lose. Luckily, I was able to go ahead and sell most of my position around this area right here before it dumped, and as soon as it dumped down over here, I ended up rebuying again. So I actually ended up having a lower risk. So I lowered my risk by like 90% by selling, because I've noticed that I was going to dump, and then by re-entering at a lower price. And then I re-entered around, if I'm not mistaken, around right here. So I'm actually still down 90%. But if I would have held on to my bag since over here, I would have been down a lot more. So with that being said, I'm still bullish with Pepe 2. We're going to go ahead and see where things go right now. I do think that this might be a thing during some bullish momentum that we have going on. I did mention that typically with a lot of these tokens, what happens, especially with the meme tokens, is that we always see this kind of like massive cup and handle pattern that usually happens. I've been witnessing this over and over again, and I'm sure a lot of you will tend to start to notice this if you pay close attention to a lot of these tokens. Usually they go ahead and pump ridiculous amounts, they dump, and then they go ahead and begin to have this other uptrend momentum. Sometimes they can't make it all the way to the, you know, last all-time high. Sometimes they might just go ahead and pump halfway before dumping, because a lot of people are taking profits, or sometimes they'll surpass that, and then this will go ahead and become its new low. And I mentioned that I do think that this is going to happen. I think the scenario might go ahead and happen, and I do believe that a new area of support will be around this area right here. I do think that once it pumps, it's going to dump, it's going to find this area of support before having the next leg up. And that's if we have some sort of like bullish momentum, like a mini bull run going on. We are still in a bear market, and I believe we'll still be in a bear market for the next couple year and a half. So just be very, very patient. For me personally, I'm not adding to my bag on Pepe 2 anymore, just because if it's a loser, you don't want to be adding a bag to something that's not going to succeed, guys. Like, why throw money at a project that might not be alive in the next couple months, right? So for me personally, I'm waiting on Pepe 2. If we could go ahead and dump down to like maybe the 1 million market cap, I am going to go ahead and throw in a few dollars, maybe like $40 to $60. And even with the $60, if you were to go ahead and buy in from this bottom right here, and you were to go ahead and use like the calculator, let's just go ahead and say that for whatever reason it does dump down, you know, to 1 million, and you put in, let's say $40, right? If it does go ahead and do another 30x, you just made $1,200, only risking 40 bucks. Obviously I'll be making more because I have a little bit of a bigger bag, but if I do go ahead and add to my position even another extra 100 bucks, even at the bottom with the 30x, you can go ahead and see that now you're making over $3,000. It's not life-changing money, but you are, you know, risking very, very low. So in my opinion, with Pepe 2, I think we are in an area that this might be a really good buying opportunity if you believe in the whole entire meta and you believe in Pepe 2. But if you don't, obviously not financial advice, then you just shouldn't buy. You know what I mean? For me personally, I'm still holding. I'm not gonna sell. I'm already down like 80 to 90% of my bag, so it's just not worth selling for me personally. So if it does dump a little bit more, I will go ahead and buy, and it's gonna be a small bag, no more than 100 bucks. I always say you don't want to invest no more than $300. I unfortunately invested a little bit too much on Pepe 2, but it is what it is. A lesson learned. You just move on in life, and we'll just see where things really go. But we have noticed that it's doing something very similar to Pepe 2, right? Or Pepe. It is having a lot of bot transaction as of lately, and I just realized this, right? Because I've been eyeing Pepe 2 for the last couple months, not to this extent. I haven't really paid attention to it because it's only been going down, but now I'm noticing a lot of bot action going on. So, you know, I don't know what's going on there. Just be very, very careful. Currently sitting at a total market cap of 2.76 million with a total liquidity of 516,000, which is not too bad. And we do see that some liquidity unlocks in 2 months and then the remaining in 8 months. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go on moving forward, but it is sitting at a current total volume at 11.22 thousand. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go. It's actually doing pretty well in my opinion. Despite the fact that where we're at right now, you know, we're at 11.55 thousand holders. At his all-time high that I remember seeing was around 13,000. So we're not that bad, right? We're not that bad. We could be a lot worse. We could have already dumped and stayed below 1 million market cap, and so far Pepe 2 has actually been holding this area of support, but it's getting ready to either break above it or break below it. So just definitely keep your eyes on in the next coming days. Right now you could go, like right now I'm seeing some guys spent $75 to go ahead and obtain 10 billion Pepe tokens. So you know what I mean? I have about 69 billion, and I spent a lot more money, probably like 10 times more than that. So it might be a good buying opportunity. Like I said, I'm going to wait to see where things go. If it does drop below 1 million, I will go ahead and throw in about 20 to 40 bucks, but you do not want to go ahead and be investing into a project that might not be here, right? Like, why throw in, if you're going to throw in $300 and it's not going to do anything? Why go ahead and do that when you could throw it into a project that might be coming back up and you can make some money off of it? So just like I said, a lot of these tokens are just gambles. Just take it as a gamble, as a lottery ticket. That's really the way you got to look at it. Don't look at it as an investment instrument. Can it make you money? Yes, but at the end of the day, we're betting all in red and black, right? It's like we're playing roulette. We're just betting on red or green, whether it's going to go up or down, and really the rest is history. And it's kind of the same thing with all these tokens, right? All the tokens that we buy, it's pretty much just a guesstimate, and we hope our prediction comes true. If it does, we make a lot of money. If it doesn't, then we lose the money that we put on. So that's why I always mention, always go ahead and only invest where you're willing to lose. And not, honestly, like I mentioned, obviously, like I mentioned, none of this is financial advice. People are going to have different risk to reward ratios, and only you know what's best when it comes to you personally and your personal finances. To some people, $10,000 might be a lot. To others, it might not be much. So I really don't know what your risk to reward ratio is, and you should be asking yourself every time whenever you enter a position into a meme token or you're leverage trading or whatever the case is. Always only throw in money you're willing to lose, right? If you're okay losing 10, 20, 30, $50,000, then you're good. But if you don't want to be in that area, then don't invest that kind of money, right? Crypto is very volatile and really risky. So let's go ahead and take a look at XCOM, and then we're going to go ahead and switch over to Wall Street memes, because honestly, that's the reason why you guys clicked on this video today, right? Let me go ahead and take a sip of my W real quick. I used to mix it with this hydration that W has as well. It's called like Monkey Madness. It's actually strawberry and banana. Freaking good when you would mix it with a lot of them. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and get me some of that again to add to the drinks, because right now I'm drinking fruit punch. I really kind of don't like the fruit punch. For me personally, I prefer the beach and peach is like my favorite all-time flavor, and that's usually what I usually go for. So I do have a few tubs. As soon as I'm done drinking them, I am going to go ahead and place another order and only get the beach and peach, because like honestly I love that flavor. I haven't tried the green one either. I don't think I have. So let's go ahead and take a look at XCOM. So looking at XCOM right now, currently sitting at a total market cap of 3.23 million with a total liquidity of 346,000, with only 317,000 holders. As you can tell, I mean, look at this kind of market cap with the amount of holders. Pepe 2 has a little bit more holders. I don't know what the market cap is, but it does have a volume of $224,000. So I actually don't know. I do remember their total supply is very low. Sorry, I meant supply, not market cap. Their supply is very low, and that's the reason why it has the kind of market cap that it does. But looking at XCOM, I'm not a holder of XCOM. I am a holder of X token, but that shit's down. So unfortunately, with the market that we got, a lot of these tokens could have pumped, but because of the dump that we had, a lot of these tokens lost their momentum, and this is where time will really tell. Well, that the community and the token have the momentum to continue to push to the upside, right? And that's kind of like the area that we're in right now with a lot of these tokens. It's very similar to a lot Not that much difference. We were here getting close to a breakout right here. I remember talking about this, and I mentioned how we were going to be retesting these areas right here at the 17 cents and potentially even pushing as high as 25 or 50 cents. And it did look like it touched as high as 17 cents right here and then just dumped all the way down. And that was because of like that bearish momentum that we had with the whole entire market. I apologize, I got something in my eye, man. And that's the reason why we've been dumping. But right now it looks like we are at an area of support. Volume has been decreasing, so we definitely do want to go ahead and see if we will be able to retest this area right here once again. The area you want to be looking at very closely is a 6 cent area, so ideally you would like to go ahead and see it pop above the 6 to 7 cent area and hold above this area right here. So in order for this to be bullish back again, you want to see this pump and then climb its way all the way up. But first we need to go ahead and see a break above the 6 to the 7 cent area. I don't know what's going on with X coin, but like I mentioned, this is the reason why you want to always go ahead and take profits. This is a new approach a lot of us are now taking moving forward, including myself. I think it's really good to go ahead and take profits at a 3 to a 2x and then just go ahead and leave house money on the table, because honestly it's really unpredictable, and a lot of these meme tokens are 100% pure gambling tokens at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at Wall Street memes, because that's ideally what a lot of you came here. And I would go ahead and suggest all of you to go ahead and comment down below if that answered any of your questions or concerns, or if you want to go ahead and ask me additionally about any other token right now at the moment. So go ahead and let me know down below if you want me to go ahead and talk about any other project. But let's go ahead and take a look at Wall Street memes and let's talk about that, because that's what a lot of you came here to go ahead and listen to. So looking at Wall Street memes, currently sitting at a total market cap of 108 million, total liquidity 511.k or 511,000, with a total supply of 2 billion, 35,000 holders. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we did see 38,000 holders. We are at 35. I can't recall, but if that's the case, I wouldn't be too surprised. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Ether scan, and we're going to really be able to know if it has actually decreased. So actually, that's a lie. It seems like it actually has been increasing since yesterday. So that's my bad right there. So that's pretty good. We are seeing an increase of holders, which is a good sign, right? And another thing also as well is that we are testing new areas right now. So we're at a very critical area right now to go ahead and take a look at. So if you are a holder of Wall Street memes, go ahead and make sure to watch this part of the stream right now, because it's going to be very important, and it's going to go ahead and help us analyze whether we should be, you know, longing or shorting right now at the moment. I did mention that there was going to be a lot of volatility coming in with Wall Street memes. A lot of people were going to be getting going long, and a lot of people will go ahead and get liquidated. I actually got liquidated because I entered a short position around this area right here. I was up over 90%, didn't take profits because I knew that they were going to be unlocking staking or something like that for a few other wallets. So I knew a lot of new users were going to be claiming their tokens and selling, and I thought that was going to cause the market to dump even further, but it seems like it just pumped, and a lot of people did get liquidated, and one of those people were me, right? I got liquidated, and look how high this price of liquidation actually went. We actually see that we went as high as 8 cents, and when you see giant wicks like this tells us that there's a lot of volatility in the market. So you want to be very cautious and careful if you are leverage trading. I've been leverage trading Wall Street memes on MEXC, and like I mentioned, if you want to support the channel, we are currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, and takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. Use my link down below in the pin section of this stream. But like I mentioned, I did get liquidated, so I'm not trading Wall Street memes right now. I'm just waiting right now patiently to go ahead and see what will be going on, whether I should go ahead and long this market, and there could be a possibility we will be seeing 12 to 13 cents very soon. That was my price prediction. Or are we going to go ahead and lose this area of support and drop down below? And if we do, I'm definitely going to go ahead and place a short, and then do probably like a 10x leverage on that short if we do go ahead and see that momentum being lost. And we are slowly seeing volume decreasing as well, so that is definitely not a good sign. We would definitely in order for us to go ahead and see some kind of movement to the upside, we do want to see more volume coming in, and right now volume is slightly decreasing. So during probably, let me check what time it is, during Asian time, which would be happening in the next couple hours, about 2 to 3 hours depending on the time you're watching this stream, Asian markets will go ahead and be opening. So maybe we could go ahead and see some sort of movement to the upside, but in order for us to go ahead and be bullish with Wall Street memes, we ideally would like to go ahead and see us break above this area right here and hold above it, which is around the 6 cent area, and ideally go ahead and have that movement to the upside where we're slowly having that staircase effect all the way up. I did mention that a lot of shorts were going to go ahead and get liquidated on a lot of longs, and this is the reason why we're seeing these giant wigs. So be very careful, guys. I already got liquidated on my position. I wish I would have taken profits at the 99% gain. Like literally I was up 99% and I didn't take profits on this. What trade was it? Let's see, I think I posted it right here. Yeah, look at that, 92.53%. I wish I would have taken my profits, but this is my entry point, and that's the time that I ended up saving the screenshot. I didn't take profits. I was letting my position ride, and with this kind of volatility, this is something you don't want to go ahead and do. I've noticed, I've been testing the market back and forth this last month, and I've noticed that right now it's at least for me personally, with the kind of leverage that I'm using, it is not good to go ahead and hold most of these trades no longer than a few hours, and maybe at the max a day. But I've noticed that when you hold overnight or you're holding throughout the day, more than likely you're going to go ahead and get liquidated, or you're going to go ahead and get stopped out. So I would just suggest, with what I've noticed personally, not financial advice, to go ahead and take profits when you go ahead and see that you're in about a 30 to a 50% profit. Go ahead and take it. Maybe go ahead and re-enter another position. But right now there's a lot of volatility in the market, which means there's a lot of money to be made, but also a lot of money to be lost. So be very careful. Like I mentioned, I did end up getting liquidated on this position right here, because I thought we were going to go ahead and dump even lower, and it looks like we had some sort of short squeeze and liquidated all the shorts. So ideally for us to go ahead, sorry, let me go ahead and take that back. So if we do go ahead and lose this momentum that we're currently having right now, we are seeing a lot of momentum being lost. But like I mentioned, until we go ahead and see the Asian session go live, then maybe we might have that momentum and push to the upside. If not, we could go ahead and retest this area potentially and probably get rejected and then fall down below to this area of support, which is around the 4 cent. Now the bad scenario will be, as soon as we lose a 4 cent, then it's not going to look too good, not including these wicks. I'm not talking about having these little liquidity grabs. That is okay. We could still be bullish. We could even like have liquidity grabs all the way over here and then literally just have a giant wick pump to the upside. So don't be too concerned with that. But I would say ideally, if we do go ahead and have a full-on candlestick below this area right here, below this area of support, like let's say right here we have the candlestick like this, then it's not going to look too well, and it's going to mean that we lost a very strong area of support, which would mean this would be a good time to go ahead and start entering a short position, because it's going to pump back up, retest the area of support, and then dumping all the way down to a staircase effect. So just be very cautious and careful. There's a lot of volatility in the market right now. You know how bearish I've been with Wall Street memes. I'm not a holder of Wall Street memes. I'm just here to make money. So whether it's longing Wall Street memes or shorting Wall Street memes, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the platform that I'm going to be using is a MEXC, because you could go ahead and use all the way up to 10x. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, with all the hype that was being said about this token, it's just not like, it's not doing anything. So the question will be, is the momentum really there, or are a lot of people going to go ahead and get desperate and begin to sell their tokens? Usually we do see these massive dumps when these tokens go live. So far we have a little bit over a week, almost going into 2 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and see if we're going to be able to hold on to this area. I did mention this is a bullish flag in my opinion. If we do go ahead and continue with that breakout to the upside, then it's going to be confirmed, and we could be seeing 12 to 20 cents in the near future. So definitely go ahead and keep your eyes on that. If you are in profits, obviously not financial advice, but go ahead and begin to take profits. This is a very volatile market, and you do not want to go ahead and be holding to a lot of these tokens. I would say ideally taking profits or playing with house money. I know a lot of you, like Tim, And I think Mark and a few of you have already been taking profits since you guys got in early on the pre-sale, and have been taking profits as the project continues to make new all-time highs. So just, I don't know, maybe that could be a solution that works for you. I don't know. Like I mentioned, only you know what works best. But I will go ahead and give you a reminder to go ahead and take profits. This is not a market you want to be holding on to a lot of these tokens, especially a token like Wall Street memes. Now, if you're like, hey John, like I don't want to time the market, I'm okay with it. If I lose the money that I have in, then so be it, right? Then do it if that works for you. But I wouldn't suggest holding on to too many meme tokens during this kind of market that we're in, because we could go ahead and dump, you know, out of nowhere. We have to be very, very cautious, and the whole entire goal is to go ahead and save, not save, but keep most of your money and not lose too much, right? Because we want to go ahead and be making money during this market and then stacking a lot of our tokens for the next bull run. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. But I do see this sort of FTX token pumping right now at the moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is. Harry Potter FTX. Wow. Literally, I get amazed every time during the market of crypto, man. There's always some random ass freaking token that comes out. Harry Potter FTX. retro shooting game coming soon. It's pretty sick. Dude, no way, man. Okay, so usually what I like to go ahead and do is I don't like to go ahead and jump into any of the hype of a token that's already currently going on. So what I like to go ahead and do personally, I like to go ahead and add it to my watch list and just keep that to the side and just analyze it in the next coming days. If I do see a buying entry, then I'll be more than glad to go ahead and ride the wave. But that's usually what I like to go ahead and do. It's either I get in early from here, or I look for an entry position that I feel comfortable with. Remember, don't chase none of these pumps. 9 out of 10 you're going to lose, and it's always better to take a risk when you're down here buying at the bottom. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin and see where things are going. But before I do that, let me go ahead and take a look at crypto bubbles real quick and see what the market is doing overall. Looks like some tokens are dumping at the moment. I thought the market was a little bit better today. So yeah, we're seeing a little bit of altcoins taking a nice little pump today. It's not looking too bad. For the day, they're a little bit down. My bad. I think I was looking at the wrong. What was I clicking on? The hour? Okay, that's on the hour, weekly, and the month. Okay, I don't know how to use this. Right there. Yeah, so we're seeing a little bit of green all across the table, which is a pretty good sign, right? So we are getting a little bit more of a bullish momentum into the market as we expected. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what is going on with Bitcoin at the moment. But before I do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the fear and greed index and see what is going on there. Not an indicator you want to definitely rely on too much, but it is an indicator that gives you an idea of what's going on with the market. I don't know what this is. CoinStats? I've never heard of that. I don't know how to use that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the one I understand, which I think is this one right here. Okay, so right now we are currently at a neutral at 49, and yesterday we were at 50. The last week we were in fear, and last month we were in fear. So actually it looks a lot better. The next update does come in about 2 hours and 57 minutes of the stream that we're currently watching, or you're watching right now. We're going to go ahead and get a better understanding of what's going on with the market by tomorrow or in the next coming days. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with Bitcoin and what we could be expecting moving forward. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the DXY. That's one of the best indicators, in my opinion, to analyze where the markets could be heading. And currently right now, as we do see the DXY did take a dip, and typically when we see the DXY take a dip, we usually see about 2 to 3 days of red, and then we follow it up with a pump, kind of like this staircase effect. I did mention that 108 is around the corner, so right now we're at a very critical area of support, guys. And I think, in my opinion, based on what we're seeing right now, I do think that I don't think we're going to be able to break this right away. like I mentioned, there's two scenarios, right? One scenario is that we do go ahead and drop down below to the 105 and then try to retest that area one more time. Or the other scenario would be that we go ahead and dump, we try to retest it one more time, and then we dump all the way down to the 103, which is very, very possible, and I think could be a possibility. I was looking at the RSI. Let's go ahead and pull out the RSI. We could. I do believe it is currently oversold, so I don't have that. Looks like I don't have that planned, so I guess I can't use the RSI. That's not good. Dude, I only have one indicator. What do you mean? I literally only have one indicator. Let's go ahead and close the MACD. Let's see if we can even use the RSI. We might not be even able to. Okay, there you go. RSI. So if you actually see the RSI right now, we actually do see that we are currently at an overbought territory. And usually, typically, when we do go ahead and see the DXY at an overbought territory, we always usually tend to come down. It's not always the case, right? But we do see that back right here in March, and then right here as well back in May, and then we had July, and then we also had back in September. When we were overbought, we did go ahead and take a dip, right? So we're going to go ahead and see where things are going moving forward. We are currently at the area where we're overbought. So in order for the DXY to even go ahead and continue this uptrend, which I do believe is going to happen, we definitely do need to go ahead and see the DXY take a little breather, and that could be potentially coming down to this area right here of the 105, pushing to the upside and retesting this area and touching the 108, and maybe we could go ahead and have that fall to the downside. But we really don't know. We're going to go ahead and see where things are going, but I do expect the DXY to go ahead and take a small little breather, because in order for the DXY to do what it's supposed to do, keep in mind, look, we're going to go ahead and zoom out real quick, and you're going to go ahead and see what the DXY is supposed to be doing, right? The DXY's job is to go ahead and basically go ahead and continue to make these new all-time highs, breaking to these areas. And the reason why we want to go ahead and see the DXY break to these areas is because once we see more pain in the market, that's going to mean that we are getting closer to a bull run. I don't know where the top's going to be. Maybe the top is at the 108 on the DXY, maybe it's at the 113, maybe it creates new all-time highs. I think, in my opinion, we might go ahead and see it bleed all the way to 130 to 150. I could be wrong. Like I mentioned, this is solely my opinion, but I do think that if we do go ahead and see the DXY push to those new levels, we will go ahead and see the pain that the Federal Reserve wants to see. They pretty much mention it, man. They don't have really no plan to go ahead and fight against inflation, and the only way to go ahead and do it is to go ahead and raise interest rates, raise inflation, make the people pay for it globally, push as much pain as they can, and then when the new election in the US and all this shenanigans starts to begin, then they're going to go ahead and start dumping the markets, and that's when the DXY begins to go ahead and take a breather. And that just so happens to be around the time of the Bitcoin halving and the potential bull run that we'll be having. So I do think a bull run could be happening in the year of 2024 to 2025. In my opinion, I think a year to a year and a half, based on what I've noticed, the movements of what Bitcoin does. It's usually technically we have a couple months of some sort of consolidation. I believe we're going to have one last dump in the crypto market, and that could be another additional 50 to 80%. I'm not sure if Bitcoin will have a big dump. I do think Bitcoin could hit 40,000 and then dump. We're going to go ahead and pull a chart on Bitcoin, and I do think that after we have that Bitcoin dump, we will see altcoins follow with a 50 to an 80% dump, and then that's when we will get to the beginning of a bull run. When people are so tired of it, people get pushed out of their positions. They're like, you know what? I had enough of crypto. I don't believe in it. I just got wrecked, and that's going to be the start of the bull run. Unfortunately, that's just the case. That's what happens. These whales are going to do whatever it takes to go ahead and push you out of this market. And this is the reason why I tell all of you that are watching right now, to go ahead and always remember the reason why you're in this market, the reason why you're in crypto, and remember your end goal. Is it for financial freedom? Is it to go ahead and have these luxury goods and services? Or maybe you want to go ahead and take your family out on vacation or retire parents, right? Whatever your goals are, remember your goals in the back of your head, because I do expect this market to get very, very shaky. It doesn't mean there isn't opportunities to make money. I did mention there's a lot of money to be made during this type of volatility, and which is one of the reasons why I'm very, very excited, and you should as well, right? When we have this kind of volatility and people have this disbelief in the market, not only does it make it more affordable for you and I to buy bags at a cheaper discount, but it also gives us that opportunity to prepare ourselves for a market change that will be coming. And I do think that the next bull run will be one of the biggest bull runs in crypto history, bigger than we had last time, and that's because we're going to have more adoption. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. This is what I drew right here. In my opinion, I think we will be pushing to the upside, and right now so far on the daily we do see that Bitcoin is doing really, really well, man. Bitcoin's holding on really, really nicely. Ideally, we could go ahead and see Bitcoin drop as low as 25,440 and we'll still be bullish. So realistically, we could go ahead and fall as low as right here and then push to the upside. It just means it's going to take a little bit longer for Bitcoin to go ahead and do its thing, but I do believe that Bitcoin will go ahead and be touching $30,000, and maybe then that's when we go ahead and get rejected, and we will go ahead and retest at $27,000, slowly climbing our way up to $40,000, which means there's going to be a lot of money to be made in this market. I'm very, very excited. It doesn't mean that if we hit $40,000 on Bitcoin, it doesn't mean that we will be in a bull run. Like I mentioned, and I've always mentioned, that we could have this kind of bullish scenarios coming in, but it doesn't mean we are in a official bull run. So be very, very careful. I do think that this kind of move will be happening where we will go ahead and see. Let me go ahead and pull out my my path right here. Let me go ahead and pull that out for you real quick. And this is what I think is going to happen, right? This is $40,000 right here. Let me go ahead and put a price target just so we won't forget. Price label, we're going to put it, we can say there's a lot of resistance around this area, which is going to be around $39,000, roughly into $40,000. We're just going to go ahead and call it 40,000, right? Let's call it 40,000 just for the sake of it. We're just going to leave it there because we know that there's a lot of resistance at around the $39,000 area, roughly touching 40,000. And this is solely my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Maybe this is the start of the bull run. I really, really doubt it. But I do think this is going to happen, right? So we're going to go ahead and touch this level at $29,000, dump down to maybe $27,000 to $25,000, I think around this area right here. Staircase our way all the way up. We're going to go ahead and retest this $39,000 area, $40,000 area. Then we're going to be on a full-on bull trap. They're going to go ahead and trap the bulls, in my opinion, because a lot of people are going to go ahead and start to get bullish when Bitcoin approaches these areas. And I think that's when Bitcoin is going to go ahead and dump one last time down to around the $26,000 to the $25,000 area and then consolidate. And I think this is going to happen, in my opinion. I think this is what's more than likely probably going to happen. We're going to have some sort of scenario where we touch around $40,000, we dump, people get discouraged, like, you know what, I'm so done with crypto, I'm tired of this. I think this is going to be the disbelief rally when it's going to happen, right? We go ahead and look at the I think it's called the psychology chart. Okay, so it's right here, guys. What is going on, crypto live bags? How you been, bro? Hope you're doing well, man. I know you've been kind of taking a break from trading. A lot of good things have been going on, so market seems to be pumping. Hope you're doing well today, man. Good night, good afternoon. Hope you had a great day today. So looking at the psychology of the market cycles, This is what I think is going to be happening, right? So I want you guys to go ahead and listen very, very closely if you are just tuning in. We're talking about Bitcoin hitting $30,000 in the short term, and we could potentially go ahead and see it hit $40,000, but that doesn't mean we are in a bull run. All right, guys, it doesn't mean we will be on a bull run. It just means that we're having bullish momentum. We're pushing to the upside, but it doesn't mean we are in a full bull run. A full bull run will be back, in my opinion, 2024 to 2025. So a year and a half gives us enough time. I don't know, it could be wrong. Maybe it just hits $39,000 and it hits 100,000. That's the beauty of crypto. I really doubt it, in my opinion, but that could be a possibility, right? Like I was mentioning, I do think that Bitcoin will be touching $29,000 in the next coming days. So we are in a very bullish scenario, but I do think that this is not going to be an official bull run. It doesn't mean we can't hit $40,000. $40,000 Bitcoin will definitely go ahead and give us the indicator that we need in order for this market to get, you know, hype back up. But I do think that we are going to go ahead and touch the $40,000 area. Once we go ahead and touch the $40,000 area, they're going to go ahead and wreck everybody in the market one last time. It could potentially dump down to $26,000, or maybe the new support is $30,000. I think potentially $25,000 to $26,000 is the new area of support, and then we're going to go ahead and consolidate for a while, right? We're going to go ahead and consolidate for a while, and people, they're going to do this in order to go ahead and shake out the people, right? They're going to go ahead and shake out the last retail people. They're going to go ahead and liquidate them. They're going to go ahead and completely wreck them. And this is the reason why you need to listen to this very carefully. Like I mentioned, I don't know. Maybe it breaks above $40,000 and the bull run begins. I doubt it, but it could be a possibility, right? But I think this is what's going to happen. I do think we're going to touch $40,000. We're going to drop down to $26,000. People are going to go ahead and get wrecked, and this is going to be a bull trap, in my opinion. They're going to think that it's going to push even higher. We could even touch $42,000, even $44,000 and still dump, right, guys? I don't know. I just know that this is a pretty strong area of resistance around the $39,000 area, and I do think that it's going to dump, and then once it dumps, it's going to wreck more people during this consolidation period where it decides where to go, and it's going to dump one last time, a little mini dump, and it's going to go ahead and discourage everybody. And this is the reason why I pulled out this chart, because this is where we're going to be heading. This is where Bitcoin is going to be at. It's going to be at the disbelief rally around this area right here. People are going to be discouraged. People are going to be like, I'm so done with crypto. I lost all my money. I got wrecked. I hate crypto. I'm never going to touch it again. And then it's going to go ahead and pump, and it's going to retest the $30,000 area one more time. And people are like, nope, it's not it. It's a fake rally. It's not real. This can't be happening. We just touched $40,000 and it dumped all the way to $20,000, and this is where the disbelief rally is going to happen. This rally will fail just like the others. There's going to be some hope. A recovery is possible. Optimism, believe, thrill, and this is when everybody's going to be jumping in. Everybody and their mom and their grandpa and their cousin, everybody that doubted you is going to be jumping in around this area right here, around the thrill and the believe rally. By that time, they're going to be at the euphoria rally, which I hope a lot of us are already taking profits on the way up, because then this is when we're like, we get all the egos, right? We make so much money, we make all the millions, and this is where the market tests you one more time. And this is where you either make a boatload of money or you lose everything, just like I did in the last bull run, right? And we don't want to be this kind of person again, right? I've been there, done that, and trust me, I learned from my lesson. I've literally lost everything because I didn't understand this, the market cycle of the psychology of the market, right? I literally got these exact feelings, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys could go ahead and relate. I'm sure a lot of you guys like felt like freaking scientists, like rocket scientists, when you were making boatloads of money, when you were waking up making $30, $50, $100,000 a day, maybe almost $1 million a day, right? And that's the beauty of crypto. But the problem is that you don't want to be the person being stuck believing and going all in at the top again, right? So we want to watch this very carefully, and I think that's what's going to happen with this chart. Around $40,000 is when people are going to still disbelieve it and not think this is real, and then once it breaks like the the $42,000 and everybody starts talking about it once again, the news, and, you know, all these corporations, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, that's when everybody's going to be jumping in, and they're going to be jumping in around the thrill and the euphoria phase. And this is the time we want to be selling, guys. We want to be in this area right here. We want to be in the depression area. This is the area where you want to be buying and loading up at the angry phase, at the depression phase, and in the disbelief rally is when we still want to go ahead and be in. And then during this hope rally on the way up is when we want to go ahead and start taking profits. It's easier said than done. This is where the psychology of the market comes in, right? We're really going to go ahead and get tested. We're going to go ahead and get tested if this is really going to go ahead and happen, right? You can either go ahead and repeat the situation you're in one more time, or you could really go ahead and learn from this experience and really be aware of what's going on, right? I was in this area right here last bull run. See, I was really pissed, and I literally felt all of these right here. I literally felt all of these, and it's freaking crazy how this is like the Wall Street cheat sheet. And I don't know how legit this thing is, guys, but what I could tell you is that I've experienced every one of these freaking feelings, man. I've experienced every one of them: depression, disbelief, anger, panic, denial, anxiety, all of this, bro. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt the same way, whether it's on the full-on market, whether it's a bull or a bear market, or on a token. A token does the same thing. Look, even if you compare this chart with a lot of these meme tokens, they do the same exact pattern. They pump all the way down, and most people end up buying the top when the influencers start pumping them out. By that time, you're buying in right here, and you're left holding a bag. And then it repeats and rinses and repeats the cycle. And I'm telling you, this is the reason why you have to be patient. It doesn't mean it's going to happen with every project, but usually does tend to happen if the community is strong. And then usually people tend to go ahead and lose or sell during the red, when you should have been selling right here in the middle before it went down. Obviously, you can't go ahead and time the market, but you could go ahead and get signs of a market change. And you have to be very, very careful, and I think that's what's going to be happening in the next coming months. So I do expect a lot of volatility, a lot of money to be made, a lot of meme tokens that are going to be coming out, a lot of hype, a lot of people excited. But don't get too excited, guys. Remember what we're looking at. Remember the goal. Remember that we understand what is going on in the market, and we don't want the market to play the game on us, right? Are we going to be able to time it all the time? No, we're not going to be able to time it, right? Nobody can unless you have insider information. All we could do is just go based on a day-to-day action and see if Bitcoin does follow this. Obviously, all of that could literally go out the door, and Bitcoin could go ahead and get rejected at $25,000, and we see a bigger and a longer bear market, which in my opinion, I really doubt, but it could happen. It realistically could happen, and that's the reason why we can't really be relying too much on the TA. All we have to do is just be aware of what's going on with the DXY overall, keep our eyes in the market, and kind of understand what's going on. And overall, just know that this is the long game, guys. This is not going to get quick rich overnight. You're not going to be a millionaire by tomorrow. Can it be possible? Yes. But if you're going in with the mentality of making millions, changing your life within a day, like I mentioned, it's possible. I'm a very optimistic person, but when you have that kind of mindset, that gambler's mindset of trying to hit a one big run, that's when we tend to go ahead and make the dumbest mistakes, over leverage yourself, and we start to lose a lot of money. So we have to remember what we're playing, and the game we're playing is we're playing with a lot of other smarter people, right? We're playing with smarter people that are doing the same thing that you and I are doing right now, analyzing these charts and coming out with these predictions. And they're playing this game with us back and forth. There's a reason why we see the red and the green. This is literally just a psychological game that we're having with each other, and this is all manipulation that goes on. It makes us believe of certain things that will be going on in the market. You see all these fake outs, man. These are all fake outs. All this right here, fake outs. People got long, people got liquidated going long, people got liquidated going short. It's all about being patient, right? If you were patient and go ahead and enter a position right here, you'll be pretty nicely in profits. Unfortunately, I didn't go ahead and enter any positions. I think I might have gotten liquidated longing or shorting Bitcoin too. I mean, I've already gotten liquidated a few times in the market, and one thing that I've noticed is to go ahead and take profits as soon as you're in profits, because this market is so volatile that one day could be like super bullish, and tomorrow it could be like the worst day in crypto. So just be very cautious and careful. Like I mentioned, go ahead and take profits. Ferris, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well today. Hey John, how can I contact you private? You can go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter, man. Altcoin John. You can go ahead and send me a DM right here. I do talk to a lot of you, so go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter, and will go ahead and get back to all of you that do reach out to me. You can reach out to me in regards to a token, maybe my opinion on what we talked about today. If you want to go ahead and show me a new project that's coming out, or you want to give me some alpha, I welcome that as well. If you just want to talk about like how your day is going, go ahead and reach out to me, Altcoin John, on Twitter. And let's go ahead and read the other questions. Crypto Live Bags, feeling better, man. Thanks, bro, for the extra motivation. I appreciate you for coming in today, Crypto Live Bags. I'm glad to see you here, man. It's been a while since I've seen you and I've talked to you. I know we've been talking a little bit of, off of stream on Twitter, and just remember, man, like I mentioned, this is literally a game of psychology that the bigger whales are playing with, and the people with more money know this. The people that have so much freaking money, bro, do you think they're worried about becoming millionaires tomorrow? No, they already have millions. They make millions. They already made their money. They're sitting nice, comfortably in their house, maybe in their Bugatti, figuring out how much more money they should go ahead and spend on that new watch that came out. That's what a lot of these whales in the markets that we see, these pumps, are doing. They're chilling, man. They're not worried about their damn electricity bill. They're not worried about what they're gonna eat today. They're not gonna worry about any of that, man. They already have their life already pretty much figured out with money. Like literally, they enjoy playing psychological pretty much warfare with all the retail investors, because they understand how emotional we are. They understand that we might be putting in money that we can't afford to lose, or they understand we might be over leveraging ourselves, and they also understand that we have that get rich quick mentality overnight. And this is the reason why they're able to play games, right? They're able to just literally sit down, take their time. They don't care if the market pumps in a year. They don't care if the market pumps in a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. They don't care. Why? Because they already made all their money. They already have millions. They're living life comfortably, and for them, they just enjoy doing this, probably as a hobby or an extra side income. But what I could tell you is that they don't care when the market's in a pump. And that's the way they play on emotions when it comes to this market. They're playing on the people that are weak minded. They're playing on the retail people that want to go ahead, and they're struggling to go ahead and make money. They want to go ahead and get out of that effed up situation they are in life. I completely understand, guys. I completely understand. I know what that feeling is. I've been there, done that. Trust me. I don't think I'm in the best situation of my life right now, I guess materialistically, if you would say, but mentally I'm in the best space in my life that I've ever been, ever. Even though I've lost everything, even though I'm starting all the way from ground zero, I literally lost everything last bull run, guys. And this is the reason why I sit here with all of you and I go ahead and talk about the Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin, meme coins, whether they're pumping or dumping. Let's not go ahead and stick to emotions. Let's stick to what makes sense in the charts. If Wall Street memes is pumping and it's a good buy, then we're gonna buy. If it's a time to sell, then we're gonna sell. We're not gonna go ahead and diamond hand no freaking BS project. We're not going to go ahead and rely on no freaking developer saying that this is going to be revolutionary in the next Bitcoin. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and trade on what's factual. We're going to make money in the market, whether it's in the top, whether it's in the bottom, or whether it's in between. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we do that and diversify ourselves, right? Because I've been there, done that. Like I mentioned, I'm literally starting my life all over again from ground zero. So I understand what it feels like. I've lost everything material wise, but spiritually and mentally, I'm in the best, literally the best space mindset wise and spiritually that I've ever been, ever since I've ever traded or ever in life, right? And that's because I'm learning how to go ahead and take control of my emotions. It's not easy. You know, like I entered a trade on Wall Street memes not that, a few days ago, and I was up 92% on my trade. Luckily, it was only a small amount. You know what I mean? It was like less than 30 or 60 bucks, and I was up in profits, you know, double. And guess what? I didn't take profits even though I was at a 92% pump. Why? Because I thought I was going to dump, I was going to pump even higher. So now I'm learning every day, this is not a time in the market to go ahead and hold most of these trades no more than for a couple minutes or a couple hours, and no more for a couple days, unless you want to go ahead and be living with that anxiety every day. For me personally, I hate it, man. And I was trading a lot last month, and I was figuring out what kind of strategy I like and what kind of strategy I don't like. And I know now that I don't like holding on to a lot of things, because the anxiety that you get to go ahead and get liquidated or get stopped out, I just don't want to deal with it. So you have to understand what your level of trading is, what you feel comfortable with mentally in every way, spiritually. Go for a walk, take a break, change it up, guys. This is very, very important. All of this is very important when it comes to trading. If you work out, if you don't, if you go ahead and eat certain foods, like literally a lot of people take trading as a joke, but it's literally like if you're preparing to be an athlete, like it's literally to that extent. You should be aware of like what you're eating, because some foods are going to make you feel slumpish. You have to understand what schedule works best for you, and most importantly, you have to understand that be disciplined is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I kind of blanked out for a minute. And it really takes the dedication of an athlete, right? A lot of people lose in this market because they don't take this market serious. You know, they're just sitting there looking at charts 24/7, don't leave their house, and now you're more emotional, because we're humans, we're emotional. It's a normal thing, right? So take this serious. Don't take this as a joke. Don't take this as a side hobby. If you're taking it this way, you're never going to be successful, not only on trading or whatever you do in life, right? You have to take it very, very serious. Whether you're going out, if you want to become the best runner, whether you want to be the best person at the gym or the best trader, you have to take it serious. And it does require, in my opinion, going to the gym or going out for a walk, making sure you eat pretty decently, keep some clean foods, because I've noticed that when I eat shitty food, like very like bad junk food, I trade horrible, man. I can't concentrate, I can't think, and a lot of those things. So you have to go ahead and start taking this a little bit serious. What else? Let's see what's going on. Ferris says the chart is traders' emotions. 100%, man. 100%. The chart indicates how people are feeling today. Did they have the good feeling to go ahead and get up and go to work or study a little bit more in the charts? Guys, I understand how difficult it is. Trust me, I've been there. I've been wrecked so many times. Like a lot of the projects that we jumped into together, I've been wrecked myself, and I had to question myself many times. And sometimes you get to the point where you question yourself in life, right? You ask, am I really good at what I do? Am I really good at my job? Am I good at my career? Am I good at my hobby? Am I good at trading? Do I really understand this? Yes, for the most part, you probably do. More than likely, you probably do. The thing is that with trading, it's like 90-something% psychology and like 10% patterns, man. 10% patterns. And it's probably even lower than that. Maybe it's 95% psychology and 5% pattern. Patterns don't always work all the time. Indicators don't work all the time. It's really a psychological game. It's really whales and bears playing with your emotions, trying to get you wrecked into the market in order for them to win, to make money. So it's really, in reality, we're fighting against each other. You're going one-on-one with other people. And the whole entire goal is to go ahead and push that belief of people believing that the project should go up higher or it should go lower. And that's really what these candlesticks represent. They represent the psychology of convincing people, should we go ahead and push Bitcoin up to $30,000? And then people are going to be like, you know what? I do feel confident. I do believe in Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and push it up higher. And that's literally what these candlesticks are. It's just people debating back and forth on a price action, and then just convincing people to believe that the price action should go up and the price action should go down, and then the trends tend to follow. Right here, we're seeing an uptrend right now. We're seeing an uptrend. You know, right here, trading around this area was very, very difficult because I wanted to go short multiple times, because this should have dropped lower. But it doesn't matter what John says or what John wants. The market's going to do what the market wants to do. Maybe Bitcoin touches $30,000 and then drops all the way to 24. We don't know. We don't know. So this is all a game of psychology. Like I mentioned, it does take a lot of mental awareness, a lot of emotional. It's very, very emotional, right? When it comes to trading, I take breaks after a couple trades. If I start to lose back to back, I take a break for a couple days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then I come back into action. It literally does hit you in your head really, really bad, especially if you do lose money and you didn't accept the loss. You have to accept the loss, accept where you went wrong, realize what you did wrong, what you did correct. Don't be too hard on yourself and just move forward. This is normal to lose money. You can't tell me one trader does not lose money. Is there people that lose maybe less money? Yes. But more than likely, most traders will lose money, and it's not about the times. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you actually lose. So the goal every day when you're placing a trade is how much money can I not lose is really what the goal is. Not so much money, how much money can I make? It's how much money can I not give back to the market, right? So I want you all to go ahead and remember that. I hope all of you do and did appreciate this stream today. Be very, very careful with Wall Street memes. Like I said, I do expect a lot of volatility overall with the market, especially with Wall Street memes. And we're going to go ahead and see where things go moving forward. Go ahead and comment down below any other additional questions that you have for me. Like I said, until I go ahead and get some sort of indicator that the market's going to go up or down on Wall Street memes, then I'm going to go ahead and maybe enter a longer or short in this market. But so far, I don't know, because I already got liquidated on my short on Wall Street memes. So right now I'm just patiently waiting, my turn, analyzing where the market's heading, and you should be doing the same. I hope all of you have a wonderful day today. If you did enjoy this live stream, go ahead and do me a huge favor by smashing that like button for me, subscribing, turning on your post notifications on, and yeah, coming into my streams. That's what makes me more excited, you know, when all of you actually come and comment down below and communicate with me. That's something that I look forward to literally every day, and that helps me, that supports the channel by a lot. So definitely go ahead and support the channel by smashing that like button for me. Go ahead and support the channel as well by using my MEXC link down below. Currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. I have like literally probably over 3 accounts. And also go ahead and support the channel by using my W link down below, or typing in code Pepe2 on checkout to go ahead and get a 10% off on your order. Like I mentioned, all of this does support the channel. I don't have any tips at the moment. I don't have any wallets. But I will be getting all of that as soon as I get monetized. The only way I could go ahead and do that, and the only reason why I'm getting close to that goal, is because of all of you. So go ahead and smash that like button for me. I do appreciate every one of you, and I'll go ahead and catch all of you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Good